Jesus. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, earlier I was actually streaming, Hearthstone, so...
Yeah, which is a different choice. You don't usually do stuff like that.
Well, I kind of want to make this. I kind of want to make this to like. I kind of want to make that into a daily thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, let's see what happens. Because the thing is,
Yeah.
I kind of want to play. I want to do that on a daily basis. I also want to start seeing how I can do like Splatoon every week. I tried. I tried streaming Splatoon last night, but Nintendo wouldn't let me because like apparently they had the big update yesterday. And whenever they have an update like that, they tend to actually do some server maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's not just like server maintenance on just Splatoon. It's like a server maintenance on everything. So I couldn't play anything. Like, if I wanted to play Monster Hunter, I was SOL'd. If I wanted to play anything else like Smash Brothers, I couldn't play it.
Oh, that's always a bummer when you can't get to like the games you want to get to, and you're just sitting there going like, I guess I'll play something else. I mean, it's like me. I've been meaning to do the little recording. I'm gonna try to start doing obscure anime games, mainly because I want to kind of build this towards a panel I'll start doing at conventions, because I want to start making more video game themed panels at conventions, because then we draw on the audience that would be interested in the secret stage versus me talking about anime and not so much having the audience that's into the secret stage. So, you know, I want to play that Yu Yu Hakusho Fighter for the Genesis, or Mega Drive, technically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another run of Lupin, Famicom and Super Famicom versions. I've tried to get the arcade version to work. I've never been able to get it to work on emulator. So I hear. No. Oh no. I haven't tried Cliffhanger. I'm sure I could get that to work. No, there's a Japanese one that's supposedly like elevator action.
Okay.
But I've
Makes
never
sense.
played it.
I was like, wait a minute. Are you talking about Cliffhanger?
Like, no, I'm not good enough at those kind of like Dragon Lair, you know, cartoon games. I'm not particularly good at those. My brother was slightly better than me, and even he wasn't that good. Of course, if we had a home version, I guess we could eventually memorize the pattern. But it's just, yeah, I was never that good. And then there's a handful of other little things I need to find footage for my panel at Anime Boston in a couple of weeks. I want to try to get footage from the shooting for the Lupin panel.
There's one game I want to see. Like, I want to see if there's a way we can like emulate it. I don't know if you've seen it.
It's a light gun game though, so.
Yeah, no, there's another light gun game. It's on. You ever heard of Space Adventure Cobra?
Yes.
They made a light gun game of that.
Are you kidding me?
And what's great is that like, okay, hold on. This is the selling point. This is why this is awesome. You can use two guns. Obviously, you can use like a regular gun, like a regular pistol.
Yeah.
And then you can use a cycle gun.
Oh, interesting.
And, like at certain points, it'll tell you to like use a cycle gun, and that's like that's your special right there.
So do they have both guns like?
Yeah, on the side.
Okay.
Another fun ass game I remember playing a lot in the arcade, like, cause like my arcade was weird. We got we got the like Japanese import games. I played a lot of what's it called? What's the name of that game? Go 13 by Namco.
Was that the one that was essentially the same as Silent Scope?
Pretty much.
Dude, the world sucks. Everyone's dead because of aliens.
Because we didn't pray to the right scorpion gods.
But you're tapping controller buttons yet I'm still seeing this like cutscene.
Yeah, I don't know how long the delay is, but
man, this is a harsh delay. It's gonna like jump right in a second here. It'll just immediately like jump because the screen just froze. So let's see if I close that. Let's see if it just jumps. Screw this. I'm going to Hitbox.
Yeah, Hitbox seems a lot more better. I think that they were more in sync on Hitbox per usual.
It's really weird when it's Miguel, Twitch syncs up better, and when it's you, Hitbox syncs up better.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask me why. Just like, I just don't know why that happens.
I try not to question it.
The reason why I like using Link is how she's a combo monster. Even if you're just randomly tapping shit, you can do some crazy ass shit with her. Ooh. GG there, Royal Guard. You get it, Jared?
Yep.
Okay. Come on.
So now I'm seeing you jump around and punch things to death. Yeah, my experience with this game is really... I saw it at the arcades once. My experience is much more with the Super Nintendo version, which is flawed.
Yeah,
but at least...
it was a good game, but it's not this.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the issues of that game is its balancing was kind of not great. I mean, because like the arcade is essentially designed to be a two-player kind of experience.
3.
Oh, is it 3?
Yeah.
So things work out a little more fair, I'd say.
No, not really, because it's still at the end of the day meant to like take your quarters.
Well, yeah.
Do not want this guy, but oh well.
Although, much like the Super Nintendo version, you do get the life bars, which is kind of nice. Let me rephrase that. The Super Nintendo version kept the life bars like the arcade version.
I think it was designed by someone else.
It was, because its levels are distinctly different. And the fact that you only have one basic predator you can use that has... essentially, you have like the gun thing, or you can charge it for a super attack that bombs the screen but drains your life, because of course it does. And then, otherwise you punch stuff unless you could find one of the throwing discs or one of the spears.
Mm.
So it was kind of limited in what you could do. Versus this one, if I remember, all the characters look a little bit different.
What I like is that the predators can actually speak perfect English in this game.
Well, aren't we supposed to just pretend it's translated from Predatorese?
I guess.
Of course, if the humans can understand them, then no, it makes no sense.
Come
See,
on.
like, levels like this weren't even in the Super Nintendo one. There was no bullet spamming level.
Yeah, this is just a bonus level, really.
But there, like I said, they took this stuff out. Although it is kind of cool just to see everything just jumping at you and just shooting everything from all sides.
Where's the target? God damn it! Okay, there it is. I don't even know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck I'm shooting at.
Yeah, I don't either, actually. That was one of those ones where I'm like, is the life bar just going down as you kill various aliens? It looks like it is.
Yeah, no, because they just keep on ganging up on me.
Yeah.
Apparently, the predators like chicken.
It's strange because they're insectoid, I would say, in terms of look, because of the proboscis and all that. I would have no idea what a predator actually eats.
I don't know either. I don't care.
I mean, because like you don't see them feasting on any of their hunts, and even if they did, like, I don't think the xenomorphs are something that you should be eating because, you know, acid blood and all that.
Yeah.
Just does not seem particularly healthy. I don't care how advanced your alien digestive system is. But I'm like, we rarely ever see stuff from the Predator homeworlds. I don't know if they have just like Predator alienish livestock that they have. They're weird like.
The closest we get to seeing something like that would be like in Predator Concrete Jungle.
Oh, to actually get to see a little bit of the homeworld?
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the homeworld and what they do.
Okay.
It's like basically the game starts it off like, as I remember correctly, the game starts you off like in like the 1950s and on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much you're on the hunt on you're pretty much hunting down actually no, you start in the 30s because you're pretty much hunting down Al Capone.
Nice. Because I remember my history. According to history, Al Capone totally gets killed by a predator, doesn't die in jail.
Yeah.
We rewrote it because we didn't want the norms to freak out.
Chest bursters. Get off me! This is why I don't like using the I don't like using the predators in this stage, because like the face huggers are just the chest bursters are just fucking nasty to take care of. That's why I use Lynn to take care of those things easier. Cause I can usually just spam her dash attack, and that I can be done with that. But well, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Well, I got her back though. So what's been going on in the world of games lately that you wanted to talk about?
I don't know. It's been, you know what, my mind has been on a lot lately, and I've been really neglecting it. It is Pokemon. Last week was the Kanto Classic, which is 6-on-6 fights, no items.
What the fuck?
It takes like 25 minutes to go through a fight. Freaking, just after a certain point in a battle, especially when you're taking on a stall tactic guy. And by the way, you're stalling for 6 Pokemon. When I take on a stall tactic guy in 2-on-2 fights, it takes like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's just like what? So it's like
I use stall tactics, and I see my timer going down, going like, I don't know if I'm going to win this by you finally having your life drain out, or if the timer's going to run out and I win by having more Pokemon left alive.
It's like, you know, look, I understand. Look, I know you you love chances and all, but no, stop.
Yeah, and the rules where you can only use the first 149.
Yeah,
that was your options. And so you think you see some variety, you really don't. Everyone has a Charizard, almost everyone has a Chansey, almost everyone, you know, it's the same shit you'd expect.
Because I think even now, even like in the Kantos, the Kalos region and stuff, like stuff like chances are still OP as fuck for like walls and stuff like that.
Well, because with held items, you take a Chansey and you give it a Evilite, and it'll actually have better stats than a Blissey.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing. And then I think it's still only a pure normal type. I don't know if it's normal or normal fairy.
I think they just made it to a fairy recently because of the whole...
I think it is a fairy now. So the only thing that takes it out, of course, is if you have a decent poison or steel-based attack, which of course are the least common attacks, which is why they're the weaknesses of a fairy.
Not just that, those were kind of a dime like good ones, or effective ones were kind of a dime a dozen in the original 151s.
Well, because in 151, Chansey, was a pain in the butt, but all you needed was a good Machoke or a good Hitmonchan, and that thing's gone. Because it's all special defense, and it may have a crap ton of life, but you could still pummel it to death with a strong enough hits.
Yeah.
And my Machoke was great against it, except for that whole, fairy thing nullifying its weakness. So it just got to be, And by the way, when I'm in the middle of a fight with someone and it's lasted 25 minutes, it's not fun. It's not like I'm sitting there going like, oh man, this is super exciting. It's at that point I'm like, freaking bored, and I need to take a pee, and can this battle end already? And I do my Poke Monday blog post. I wanted to do a talk about the Kanto Classic, but every time I try to write it, it turns out to this long rant of a lot of profanities about how much this tournament pissed me off. Because it was just, I did 5 battles. Okay, the thing runs for 2 days. I did, or 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I think 3 days. I did 5 battles in the course of that time because I would do 1 or 2 battles and go F this, I'm done. I almost wasted an hour of my life trying to do fights. And in any other tournament, an hour of my life is 5 or 6 fights. And I go, okay, yeah, that was good. I earned myself some rank, beat some guys. This was just, oh god, it was like going to the dentist. It was just the least fun experience. And I want to be able to write it in an intellectual sort of way that says why this style of fighting should never be done again. If it was 3-on-3, one-on-one fights, no items, but you only went 3-on-3, this wouldn't be too bad. I mean, almost everyone's team would be the same, because it'd basically be Charizard, Chansey, and, like...
Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan isn't as great without its Mega Evolution. But yeah, potentially a Kangaskhan, or a Machoke, or possibly one of the legendary birds, because Zapdos is pretty damn OP. Something like that. Or you get, because of how few fairy moves you have in Generation 1, the occasional Dragonite. Which I saw once in one of my fights. I was like, I was considering using mine, and I decided against it at the last second. My Machoke was really my key on this one. I froze a couple of guys, Ice Fist. Never got a burn off. That annoyed me. Oh, God. Like, every other person was using freaking Will-O-Wisp, which just gives you burning. That, or they were using Toxic, or it was just, that's all it was just, I'm going to spam status ailments on you, and we're just going to see who lives longer. You, Jared, with your fast, strong team, or me with my bulky and just slowly drain your life team. But the one thing, I guess the only things I kind of wish, strategy-wise, is maybe if I made a Golem with Rock Throw. I mean, not Rock Throw, Stealth Rock. Because if I had opened with that, you do so much switching in a 6-man fight that Stealth Rock damage would add up real fast. Like, either you'd have to go and have the whole, okay, I can't do my switching strategy anymore and I gotta stand up and man this out, or you gotta be willing to take that damage every time you want to switch your tactics. And I realized that if I'd taken more time, like, I really just had too much going on in my life to prepare that, and I had enough Kanto guys powered up, except for said Golem, and I actually wanted a Scyther in there. But I was feeling generally positive with my team, but at a certain point, like, this thing just was able to break my patience. It's really what it was. Like, especially when you take on, like, 3 of the 5 teams I fought were stalling teams. Guess how many teams beat me of the 5 teams I fought? The 3 stalling teams. And I just, so annoying.
And how many people were participating in this tournament?
Oh, probably thousands, but I only did 5 fights because they took so damn long, and I have a real life.
Yeah.
I had things I had to do that weekend. I have script deadlines. I have stuff for the website I need to work on. I have way too many things to do to spend 20 plus minutes per battle. It's too damn long. And look, I'm fine with taking the 20-minute battle when I'm playing, say, Team Fortress, and you're doing one of the waypoint, or any other type of shooter like that, where you're doing the waypoint type, where someone is eventually going to get to the end. It's back and forth, but it's way more exciting than, like, oh good, you switched back your Chansey, so I will switch in my Machoke. Oh, you switched out your Chansey for your Alakazam, so I'll switch in my, actually, I should have had an Alakazam because there's, like, no dark types in Gen 1. So...
Oh yeah, that's right.
You could bomb with that, and one of my fights came down to, I think it was my Charizard and their Alakazam. My Charizard was faster, but their Alakazam had full life. So I hit their Alakazam, had like a speck of life left. Their Alakazam used Psychic, killed my weekend Charizard, and I was just like, well, damn it. So again, had my Charizard critted, your Alakazam would have been gone, but no, just a speck of life left. So I mean, there's definitely strategies that could have worked, but I just, breeding and preparing and EV and all that stuff, I just don't want to do it anymore. What I want to do, I want to finish catching the last couple of legendaries I have left to catch in Omega Ruby. Then I want to ignore the game until, like, Moon comes out, and then I'll pick up Moon or Sun, whatever.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know what you can do? You can go to the virtual console and buy the digital games.
I'm considering that.
Because just the low maintenance bullshit, stuff.
Well, also because it'll have the transfer over. The Mew glitch works, so I can have myself a nice little Mew to transfer over, and potentially farm Mews if I really wanted to, which I'm sure one or more people will do.
And then you can also I was talking to my friends about this the other day. The possibility of them doing this very meta thing of actually making missing number into an actual Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because if they're gonna let you use all those glitches and let you transfer over a missing number,
yeah,
they have to have something planned for a missing number.
It'd be interesting if it just would become a random Gen 1 Pokemon. That could actually be interesting because then you'd farm missing numbers and just start sending them over. It's like, what I get? What I get? What I get? You got a Hitmonlee. All right.
It's like it's like Wonder Trade, but take it to the next level.
Yeah, it's Wonder Trade that you can do with yourself.
Oh, wow. It's like if Wonder Trade was already bad as is, because like I'm the one that introduced you to that. And it's like, you know, how, like 5 hours later, I can get something pretty good. I don't.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this for? I don't know. I'm on like trade number 200. We're gonna get this, man. It's
we're gonna get something. We're gonna get. I don't know what the hell we're gonna get. We're gonna get something by the end of this. Wow, this guy has a little good mobility. I never used Major Schaefer in a while.
Keep wanting just to believe that he's just Arnold.
It is.
Oh, is it supposed to be Arnold?
It is.
Nice.
Don't you like that Major Dutch Gently, the same guy from Predator?
Okay. I didn't know what the characters were. I wasn't looking at the names. Just like, dude.
Well,
like...
they say it isn't because he's got like an armor placement, but it's like it is. He's got the look. He's got like the bulky style.
Oh right, because after everything he went through, he totally couldn't have gotten a cyborg arm. Come on. By the way, why does the loader always like a boss in these games? And I go, it's a boss in this game. It's a boss in the Alien Shooter, and I'm like, why is this a boss in the Alien Shooter?
By the way, you want to know something crazy about this particular boss? The power loader special ability, it can do a Zangief like spinning pile driver. Oh,
that's levels are messed up.
Our friend told me that's like, what?
You know what this kind of reminds me of? I think it's King of Dragons. I think.
Yeah.
Like each of the characters really plays significantly different, and you really have to kind of know how your character plays in order to do it. And the Mysteria games also kind of are like that too. Come to think of it.
Yeah, because like you have different classes in that game, so it's like
Yeah. I wouldn't have minded if I would have picked up Mysteria if I had someone else to play it with.
I got it for Steam.
Yeah, because I was considering Steam. It should be able to run on even on this laptop. It should be able to run.
Yeah, it should be able to run.
It's always been on that thought of like.
Because like I think because the spur of the moment thing, like you remember how we were like, it was Deb that started watching Pro Jared, and then we were like, the day we were talking about that, he actually put up a video of Shadows of Mysteria. Not for Zone. He put up Tower of Doom.
Oh.
The first game, and we're like, and I was like, God damn it! Now I want to buy this game on Steam.
I've only seen a few of his videos. I usually check it out if he does like an RPG type thing, just because I'm curious to see his thoughts on various RPGs. But otherwise, I've generally, and I mean RPGs like Chrono Trigger. I don't mean like he did a couple D&D videos. I've seen one of them.
Yeah, that's the one that inspired us to do that. We need
a game that we totally should have recorded. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about options later on, so we can do another one of those. Like...
Yeah, I know. It's me avoiding like looking at the programs and stuff like that because I've just been so wrapped up with my own drama and BS.
Yeah, that I don't blame you.
Yeah, I know. I need to get better at that though.
I know. Look, it makes you feel any better. I've been also going through like drama and BS. That's why I've been sick these last couple of weeks. Not because that I have like that because of allergies. Cause like fuck allergies.
Yeah, they've been killing all of us.
So it's like, for me, it's like it's a bit of it's the allergies and also yeah, just because of depression. That's why I get sick a lot more often. Cause it's like, well,
depression will do that to you. That's the thing. And it does that to me as well. And one of the issues is, of course, once I moved back into California and I had to deal with so much California drama and bullshit, it's taken its toll on me. I've been having more migraines. I've been not feeling as healthy.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So, versus when I was in Boston and I had almost no problems, I was talking about, it's like, oh, you're sick all the time in Boston. I'm like, no, I had migraines, like my usual migraine rate. But in terms of sickness, I was really super sick once, maybe twice. And then during the summer, my migraines would turn into the throw-up migraines because humidity would just mess me up something fierce. And throwing up, yeah, I threw up more when I was in Boston, but, whatever. Helps me lose weight. bulimia joke, but here it's just I'm in so much more like consistent pain. I am not particularly fond of it. I gotta take care of the things and.
Yeah, it's like right now it's just I don't blame you how things are going. It's like the thing is, the thing is, one thing I wanted to talk to you about was like Street Fighter 5, and like I think the last thing you want to be talking about right now, especially
we can talk about it. I'm fine with that.
The thing is, like not that it irks me, but it's like sometimes it's like I think we need to like evaluate something. Just like I think I don't know. It's just like people are getting kind of this wrong assumption about the game, and it's like I feel kind of like bad about it. The thing is, like, okay, I understand where you're coming. I understand where you're coming from. With like, why don't you sell the game complete? Because you know they're gonna sell the game like they're gonna sell like Super Omega, Super Samoan Edition later on.
Look, okay, let's go backtrack on something here. I owned Street Fighter 2. My friend owned Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and then another friend ended up owning Super Street Fighter 2. I'm fine with each of those. Each edition is different, plays different, etc. Fine with that. And I was fine when they went from Street Fighter 4 to Super Street Fighter 4 to Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition to Ultra Street Fighter 4. Okay, I'm generally fine with that. Each one of those is like a step. They've altered some of the rules, they've added characters, added stages, altered the story mode. All that is fine. Those are different editions. I'm fine with different editions of a game. My issue comes in when they release the game. It's like, oh, by the way, story mode coming in June. Oh, you want training mode? We'll get that to you in April.
Training mode? Well, yeah. Well, in-depth training mode, yeah. That's actually this month. They said.
Yeah, March, whatever. The point is, that's where it bothers me.
And I agree because here's the thing.
Even if it's free, even if story mode is free and training mode is free and survival mode is free, that's not the point. The point is that you could have waited till June and sold a complete game that has all those modes in it, so I don't have to buy the game and then download 20 different things so my game plays like a normal game. I don't want to download 20 things so I have all my modes available. I want them on the fucking disc. Or digitally, which is more likely how I buy games nowadays.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think the reason why they wanted to do it, well, obviously because they wanted to get people, because they really wanted to get the game out for a competition. That's why.
Yes, I was gonna say the reason they wanted to get it out so soon is Evo. Yeah. That's the one and only reason they want to get it out, and I understand that.
So it's like, but here's the thing. Here's where I think the gripe that I think that more people should be complaining about. And the point I think you're missing. There is no options for single player, and the game's supposed to be a focus on multiplayer. When the game, what's the way to say this? They should give you the abilities to, they should give you the player stuff you can use.
Yeah. Tools
so they can learn the tricks of the trade, so they can understand the game better.
Yeah.
And they don't provide any of that right out of the box. And
in addition, when they were saying we're thinking about arcade mode, I'm like, arcade mode should have just been in the game. Like, even if it had the ending was, congratulations, you are a winner.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, they wanted to focus this game on online. That was the biggest issue.
Yeah, and look, the online still had some issues, but they brought it out.
Oh, it still has issues. I see my friends streaming all the time. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's a shit show.
You can't even look. I would be fine if it was just they released a multiplayer only original release, but everything was 100% perfect. I'd be like, okay, I see what they're trying to do. There's other games that have done that. I'm fine with that. It's not for me. But I get it.
The thing is also so they're trying to do the kill instinct route, where they're trying to make the game into like its format. And so that way it's like, okay, you buy the core game and you earn everything else in game. So like the characters you can earn. You don't have to buy any of the characters. You have the option to.
I like that.
You can earn it. You have the ability to earn that. But and most of the stuff like but that's just for characters. Like modes and stuff, that's free. No matter what, the modes are free. No matter that's all. You don't need to pay anything out of pocket. You need to earn anything. That's all in it. My issue is the game with online focus like that should have had so much for you to so much for the single player to work with. What the fuck? Okay. that's my issue. It's like if you're like I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the game competitive, but you don't have anything for like new players like me to understand like the mechanics of the game.
Yeah. No, this is a very flawed game that I'm sure the fighting engine's great.
It is.
But
it's very alpha-like.
Which is fine. I love Alpha. I'd actually probably really enjoy 5 if I played it. Alpha is my preferred game in the franchise.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's what it is. It's Alpha. It's Alpha 2. It's like the second coming of Alpha. Street Fighter, I think Street Fighter more Alpha 2 than Alpha 3.
I am one of the people who prefer Alpha 2 to 3. 3's nice for some of the extra characters, but Alpha 2 was a little more streamlined and played a little bit smoother than 1, but didn't get as hectic as 2 can get. Or as hectic as 3 can get, excuse me. And that being said, I have Alpha 3 on my Dreamcast, so...
Fucking hate.
Dude, this boss is insane.
I know, but it's actually easy. I say that he's trying to kick my ass.
Yeah.
It's a Relento, that's what it is. This is all this is. It's a fucking Relento. Oh, thanks a lot. You're using your stealth shit. Okay. Thanks a lot, a-hole. There you go. Headbutt to the head.
Nice.
No, that's my complaint. Because the thing is, like, for me, it's like I wish that they had a little bit more single player stuff to like let the people learn how their skills are and stuff like that.
I would like to have that whole sequence there, just where he was like slow motion dying, going like KO, KO.
And that's pretty much my complaint, really. So it's like, But I see your point, though. I see your point. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, I like. You know,
I'll give you here where I would have my personal exception to this.
Yeah.
Let's say Skullgirls, when it came out with just the versus stuff and missing most of the other things. And I'd go, okay, well, this was done by a smaller company. This was done essentially via Kickstarter. You know, I'll allow this to slide. They're going to make the other things as they get more money and people buy the game and adopt it, and they can afford to make them other things. Yeah. And I would go, you know what, Skullgirls, cool beans. I'll wait for you to get a few more modes in, but yeah, cool.
And it did. But I mean, it was already a playable single-player experience and stuff like that to begin with. But I'm saying that if it was like Street Fighter that way. Here's the funny thing though about that. Even as a single-player game, the reason why it worked, it taught you how to play the game. It taught you how to play. That's I think one of the best things. It taught people how to play the game. This doesn't have like Street Fighter 5. A game where it relies a lot on online and like versus play. Yeah, it's like it's competition first.
Yep.
They're not focusing on that to new players, and it's like that's kind of like that's what cripples the game so much.
Well, because they didn't think when making this game. I was gonna say they didn't think about that, but I realized they just didn't think in general.
Well, no, they were thinking, but the thing is, they're like, shit. What we gotta get this game out before Evo, because like so many people are gonna like.
And put more people on the production team. Put together people who at least make a freaking arcade mode, or a practice mode, or a training mode, or
practice mode is down there. But like what they're gonna put in the next update.
Yeah.
Is pretty much like an in-depth mode, which is like this should have been in the game like right from the start.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where I'm like, guys, put 5 other people on the team and get them working on some minor single player stuff.
And the worst part is they can, because like this game's partially funded by Sony.
Yeah.
They're like, look.
So money wasn't an issue.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if it was any other game, yeah, it would have been an issue because they're like they are kind of stingy on that regard. But at the same time, that's not the case with this game. How can a game like I made this argument of how can a game like Monster Hunter 4 and Monster Hunter Generations has so much content right out of the box without any of the DLC content, yet you can't do the same with Street Fighter. So it's like that's why it's like we both are. It's weird. It's like we both are not. We both agree on different parts.
Well, see, I agree with your side of things, though. It's not like we're sitting there going like, "Oh, you're wrong, Ramses." My reason is the reason why it's bad. We're both saying this game has problems, and we're both approaching it from two completely different directions.
Yeah, because like your problem, you're looking at it more from like I'm looking at it from like the competition standpoint.
And I'm looking at it from a production standpoint.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm looking. It's like I think that's what's I'm more forgiving on those aspects.
Yeah, but see, at this point, just to put this against other fighters I could play, I could go play Mortal Kombat X, and hypothetically, I have 0 Mortal Kombat experience, although I have a ton of Mortal Kombat experience. But okay, let's first way. I've played very little of X. Okay. You know, let's say I go play that. It's going to have a story mode in there. It's going to essentially teach me the characters and, you know, give me an difficulty level going higher and higher as we progress through the story. As lackluster as the story is at least from what I've heard. But yeah, I think 9 was so epic that like there's no story they could do that could compare to 9.
Yeah.
Although I will say this with Street Fighter, if their cinematic story mode comes out, and it's literally the entire plotline of Street Fighter to this point, or even possibly through 3, which would actually be really crazy if they just suddenly made, what the hell's his name?
Charlie? Nash?
No. The final bad guy from 3. Gil, thank you. I'm like, it's a 3-letter name and it's stupid.
It's almost to take place before 3, so...
I know. So, but let's say this covered the whole story up till 3. So, okay, you don't even need to have Gil DLC or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It literally did, like, okay, here's the stuff that happened in 1, here's the stuff that happened in Alpha, here's the stuff that happened in 2. Here it basically canonically goes through the whole story.
You know what? You want to hear the weird thing?
That would be kind of cool.
You want to hear the really weird thing about everything you're saying? The game has a quote-unquote story mode, which I like to call, like, introduction story for all the characters to, like, get used to, like, what the characters work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be not as in-depth as I want it to be.
Yeah.
It has sort of a story mode that is sort of that. It's like everything up to that point of Street Fighter.
Huh. Basically explaining who they are, where they're from, how they faced in previous tournaments.
Yes.
If they were in some of the previous tournaments.
You get to see all the deaths of Charlie. You get to see like the stuff with Cammy and all that stuff.
And what's the difference between that and the later story mode they're gonna make?
The latest story mode is that's like the story mode. That's like the branching stories. That's the Mortal Kombat like 15-20 hour story mode.
Okay, the first thing is just, hey, here's a little 5-minute skit about this guy's backstory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is basically like your primer to the character.
All right, well, that's better.
Like I said, it's not good enough because like. Because it's like, what is it? It's only like 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah.
I would have praised it more if it was like a more in depth. But what I like is that they go through the story. They go through everyone's backstories very well, I might add, to the point where it's like you can see where the DLC characters fit in.
Okay. So then those little vignettes or whatever will essentially explain to you who the DLC characters are then.
Yeah, that too, because like for example with Cammy you get to see Jury in it, and Jury's one of the characters they announced that's going to be part of the DLC. Makoto is with Armika, and he explains to her like her importance to Armika's story.
How do they connect?
She brags to her and she's like, "Dude, you shut up!"
Oh, so they're just like sort of friends.
Yeah, they're frenemies.
Because, like, Makoto wasn't in Alpha and Armika wasn't in 3.
Yeah.
So, like, how do these characters connect? I never liked Armika that much, but I did like Makoto.
Yeah, but no, it's like Armika's awesome because like her story mode involves her pretty much her and Zangief going around the world just like pile driving everyone.
Okay.
And basically what it is, it's like, you know, at one point it's like they meet up with Makoto and she's just bragging about all the stuff that she does. Like, yeah. And then also with Rashid. Rashid's character is very highly connected with Crimson Viper. Crimson Viper, however, she's not in the DLC characters. But she could be, like, because of this, because of her involvement, it could be that she could be in the next set. So it tells
Oh,
you.
right, yeah, because they're doing it season-ish, like they're doing it for Killer Instinct.
Yeah, that's why it's like that's one of the things I like. It's like they're planting the seeds of all the other characters, and that's why it's like.
So that can also explain a delay in story mode, because they're probably trying to get in, who else do we want to bring into this? How do we want to bring them into the main story? Okay, so like I said, the game has a lot of potential. I just still wish it was released as a completed...
As is, yes, and I will agree on that. Like if they with the story mode and all that stuff, I will agree. But the thing is, like,
if the story was completed, if we were going through and okay, I don't own the game, I just go and watch someone's playthrough of the story mode, and then afterwards going like, oh my gosh, that sequence where such and such shows up, friggin' Blanca shows up and is hanging out with Uriel, and oh my gosh. And it's just like we could have a whole talk about it. Or Q shows up in the storyline. I'm like, oh my god, freaking Q is in this? Are they gonna make DLC? We have a huge thing about that.
Those cutscenes are on YouTube. It's like they're easy to find.
I doubt Q shows up. No one cares about Q.
But some of the stuff that's being hinted and some of the stuff that's being used, it's actually very interesting.
Okay.
But like I said, like I kind of wish it was more. And the thing is, we have to wait for it. And in that regards, I'll agree with you. Like we should have waited. Like that should have been part of the package right out of the bat.
But I will say that at least there's a lot of potential for Street Fighter V, and I'm not going to instantly go like it's a crappy game and I hate it and I hate everyone who likes it, because I'm not doing that. 4 was a good game. I am assuming 5 will be a good game. Some Street Fighters I like more than other Street Fighters, but I generally enjoy all the games in the franchise that I've played. One caveat. So it's definitely one of those things where it's more of my just annoyance with Capcom and how they handled this rather than...
Yeah, they should have handled this a lot better, but on different. But like I said, you're more on the production side of things. I'm more on like the technical side of things.
Yeah. And those are both problems. It's just how we view stuff. And I think that's kind of what makes this more interesting versus if we were just echo chambering each other.
Yeah, that was the point I was trying to get at when we were talking about it on and Miguel stopped us. Because I was like, no. I'm more on the technical side of things.
Because I think he thought we were gonna have one of our like Arkham arguments that go on for 30 minutes and don't get resolved. Versus, this isn't an argument, Miguel. We both have problems. They're different problems.
It's their problems. Yes, we acknowledge that there are problems, but not the problems that you expect.
Yeah. Versus Miguel, like, guys, can we talk about what we're supposed to talk about? And, yeah, Killjoy. But yeah, I'm glad we finally got around to that, because in my mind kept going like, how is Ramses going to defend Street Fighter V?
I'm not defending it either, if you notice. I'm like, yeah, this game just, like...
I thought you were going to use the whole, like, oh, the gameplay makes up for lacking any type of modes that the game should have had, and I go, you're an idiot.
No. I will say this right now. It's like, I'm not going to be that type of guy, but, like, in terms of presentation, it's great, but in terms of, like in technical stuff, it's just like, no, you need it, like, especially a game where it's like where being technical is part of like it's part of its selling point.
Yeah.
You're doing a bad job, and that's one thing. It's like universally we all agreed on. To me and my friends that play it, and for me, a guy who has no right to say anything because I don't own the game yet. Sugar daddies out there, can you please send me some money to buy it, please?
I was just do the truffle shuffle.
I'll turn on my camera.
We are very strange individuals, folks.
Yes. Fucking okay. There's one thing I forgot about this game is that this game is long as hell.
Well, and some of these guys take a lot of hits.
It's like, look, Marines, just like, fuck's sakes. I've seen Alien. I've seen Aliens and Alien. I've seen all of them. It's like, come on. You should be going down like a lot easier than this. Oh, for fuck's sakes. By the way, have you seen the one that Konami made, right?
Maybe.
Alright. Because they made an Alien game, so...
The only Alien game I've ever played is the light gun game, which I freaking love.
All right.
Ranks is one of my favorite light gun games
Just
because
like,
you can actually you get your little charge for your flamethrower, and then when you can start busting out that flamethrower and feel like.
The thing is, it's like if you want, like, if you want to continue the conversation with anything else,
Yeah.
I can always pop that in. We can like talk about. We can just ramble on with that as well.
Oh yeah. Well, by all means, I'm basically not saying that I'm killing time because that's kind of wrong. Like I do technically have things I should be doing, but I just want to be like in a better headspace.
Oh no, I don't blame you. It's like I have nothing else to do. It's like that's fine. That's why it's like I got nothing else to do. But, yeah, I can put it on so we can keep on talking. Because I'm lonely. Because also we can also talk about the thing too, like about like the censorship thing. I don't know if you want to talk about that also. But the thing is, I think I agree with you. I'm gonna say that right. I'm gonna outright say that with you right now. Like,
Yeah.
censorship. When it comes to censorship, yes, I do agree that some things need to be censored. But if it's story things that's gonna be lost, yeah, we got ourselves an issue.
See, my thing of censorship is I'm fine in certain regards. Like when Germany censors Nazi-related stuff in games, even if the Nazis are the bad guys, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's part of your laws, and I'm fine with that. Like I get that's a dark part of your history that you don't want to really revisit, and you don't want to inspire people or anything like that. So I get when it's something like that.
But I think
stuff that I'm like. The minor changes to a character's costume because, oh no, a garter,
yeah,
like that's where it starts to piss me off. Because I'm like, dude, I've unlike children's cartoons, you see like more risque clothing nowadays.
yeah, that's and you know that's fine. Like I understand like that in that regards. Yes, that's just going a little too far. But it's like, for example, the reason why I brought it up is because a lot of people have been been going on Fire Emblem. And their way of handling the censorship is just like...
Oh, Fire Emblem is a cluster mess.
Because the thing is, I kind of want to buy it out of spite.
See, I don't, because they didn't release the game as a full game.
But,
so, fuck them.
Okay, yeah. The thing is, like, that's sort of like their packaging. They wanted to...
They wanted to bilk money out of idiots who jumped on the Awakening bandwagon. And nothing wrong with Awakening. I love Awakening. It's fine.
But you actually played it already?
Yeah, my brother has a copy.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, but I started it.
Yeah.
I know
last time we talked about...
Again, that whole wrapped up with the 100 things that, you know, I was setting down the time to play through Fire Emblem. I'm also playing through a Tales of game, and I'm also been trying to tweak around with my computer settings for capture. Plus, I got Anime Boston coming up. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't... You're the busiest man in podcasting.
What I need is multiple man's powers, and then I'd have way less problems.
You see, if I was there, I'd be helping you. Like, I'd be like, what do you need? What do you guys need?
Because like you said, it's just a lot of... I need to hunt down footage and try to rip it and stuff like that. I mean, granted, yeah, if we could find a copy of the shooting, or we could find a copy of some of those other things, and we could have a clip of you or me playing it. I mean, technically, like, I already have Lupin Famicom playing, because I played through about most of that game, except for just after a certain point you just get exhausted, and I've never done it for streaming purposes. But it's one of those things where, you know, I'm behind on like my TV specials. I get that second Detective Conan and Lupin crossover I gotta watch, which God knows I don't want to.
Was the first one that bad?
I did not like it.
Okay.
It was very Conan and not Lupin enough for my taste. So my general rule is, if you like Conan and you know the characters and stuff, you'll love it. But it really feels like it's a Conan movie where Lupin and stuff just kind of show up for a cameo. So when I get this little kid running around on like a rocket skateboard and like shooting a little thing into a person's head so that they can talk for that person, and I'm like, the fuck is all this? And it's like, oh, that's just normal stuff from Detective Conan. He just has this like tech that allows him to pretend to be an adult or something, and I'm like, this makes no sense. And I'm saying this in a universe where like Lupin goes into a island that the whole catacombs are just made of gold, melts the entire... Oh, no. It's like a whole bunch of death traps. Finally gets to the center of the death traps, presses a button, and all the death traps melt into gold. I've watched that. I've watched Lupin fights a friggin' vampire for God's sake.
He found it. He found Atlantis.
Yeah, my stretch of my what's the term well,
So, believability.
no, my whatever. Can't find the right term off the top of my head, but my whatever. My ability to like what I can take in Lupin it goes pretty far, but then all the Detective Conan stuff is so over the top that I'm like, this is over the top by Lupin standards. What the fuck? And that's kind of where that one got to me a little bit. And when I don't know who any of these characters are or what their relationships are, that also becomes problematic. Because it's very much set up in that whole, you know these characters, because you love them. I don't love these characters at all. I can't stand these characters. There's a reason I've never become a Detective Conan fan, because I find the characters insufferable. There's like obnoxious girl, there's like mustache guy who's kind of dumb, there's little kid, and that's all I know from the cast, and I don't like any of them. Oh, I'm totally missing the ending. Because I've been messing around with something else.
Yeah, that's why it's like if you want, I could do something else so we can
This game went a bit faster than I expected.
I thought so too.
Because I was like ignoring that. Because I'm like, oh, there's probably a few more levels left. And then suddenly I look at the screen, I see this little spaceship flying away from a space station and stuff's blowing up. And I'm like, oh, towards the end of the game, that's good too.
That's what I was asking you. Do you mind if do you want to do something else so we can like kill some time?
Yeah, we can extend this.
Or because the thing is, we're on a roll here, and it's just like, wait a minute.
Oh, that is totally Cyborg Arnold.
I told you it was Cyborg Arnold.
Cyborg Arnold, some chick, and a predator. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna I'm gonna let this ending rock, and then I'm gonna just reset the stream really quick, and then when I come back, we should be playing. I'll just play something else. So just.
It is really weird that the predators speak in English to the humans.
That's what I told you. It's like, wait a minute.
Unless we're like far enough in the future where they have like little babble fishes in their ear or something. The world is safe. Ellipses! But for how long? Wait, why were there crap? I wasn't paying attention to the opening thing because Twitch issues. Why were there a crap ton of aliens all over Earth and in our Earth space station thing? Or were we not on Earth? Were we on another planet?
I don't know.
Okay, good answer.
Video games, that's why.
Because in the Super Nintendo 1, they made it, you're on a space colony, and the laboratory was studying aliens, and then they got everywhere, and then Predator comes to kill everything. And then eventually goes to space. And it's only like 5 levels. Played it